Good morning, my YouTube viewers. In this particular video, what we're going to talk about is the graphics that you can use in statistics. So what I've done is I've got some data on a spreadsheet, and I've got different types of charts that you can make using the data. So the first thing we have is the month from January to December, and then we have cost of waste. And then so this is just anonymized data. And then so we have a line chart, which is right here. And so the line chart will take you through each month, and then it will take you through the value of each month. And you can see this is a line chart. And then, in addition to a line chart, you can also have a bar chart, which will give you vertical bars. So you can either have a line chart or a bar chart for your cost of waste. And then we also have something called a histogram. And a histogram is just a diagram that tells you how many instances a particular value occurs. So on this particular value, you can see that the highest instances is 995 and 1041. And another one is 1454. And so that just tells you how many times a particular value has occurred. And you also have something called a Pareto chart, which you can make in Excel. And what a Pareto chart is, it takes the instances and it puts them in orders. So you can see on the histogram, the instances are in the order that they occur. And the Pareto chart, the instances have been sorted from the highest number of instances to the lowest number of instances. So those are some different types of charts that you can make for the month and the cost of waste. So now what we do is we're going to have a type of waste in kilograms of waste. And this is anonymized data. So you have incineration, treatment, and offensive. So incineration means they're going to burn the waste. Treatment means they're going to give it some kind of treatment. I don't know what kind of treatment. And offensive, I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do with the offensive waste either. Maybe they're going to put it in a landfill. I don't know. But anyway, so what you can do is we can make a pie chart, and you can see with the different types of pie charts that you can make. In this instance, we have incineration is 9%, treatment is 18%, and offensive waste is 73%. And another thing that you can make is a box plot. So what this box plot does is that gives you the lowest value as a whisker and the highest value as a whisker. And the box is going to actually be Q2 to, and then Q3, and then Q4. And then so you're going to have your median, which is going to be the line in the center. And so that's your box plot as well. So these are just a few of the types of graphs that you can use. We've got some more graphs, which I quite like. You've got X and then you've got Y. So X has some values between 1 and 9, and Y has some values between 1 and 9. And you can make a scatter plot from that. So now we've got a QQ plot, which I made. So a QQ plot, you've got your data from 1 to 40. And then you've got your median is 0.5 and standard deviation is 0.29. And then what you do is you make your a scatter plot, and then you put the regression line in the scatter plot and the formula in the scatter plot for the regression line, and that is your QQ plot. Another kind of plot that you can make is a heat map. And so this is just some data that I made up. So you've got the student, and then you've got the math, English, science, art, and you can make a heat map on that. And then what that will do is that will tell you the highest scores and the lowest scores. So you see the highest score is a dark blue and the lowest score is a light blue. So these are just some of the things that you can do in Excel to make charts in Excel. So I'm just going to show you how to do it. So we're just going to give you some anonymized fake data. So you're going to say X value, Y value. So we're going to say 1, 2, and then we're going to say equals, and then we're going to bring this down a little bit. Just one more, to 1 to 10. And then Y value is going to be 2. And then we're going to say equals plus 2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring that down as well. And I'm just going to show you how to make some charts. So you're going to do X value and Y value. You're going to block it off like this. You're going to go to Insert, and you can come over here to Recommended Charts. And Recommended Charts will tell you the type of charts that you think that it should make. So this is your clustered column. This is your Y value. This is a clustered column. This is a clustered bar. This is a scatter plot. This is a line chart. We're definitely not doing a pie chart. This is a funnel chart, which I've never really used a funnel chart. And this is a Pareto chart. And then you can come over here to all charts. So you've got a column chart, a cluster column, which we already talked about. You've got a line chart. You've got a pie chart, which we wouldn't use in this instance. You would only use a pie chart if you had like around less than 5 or 6 values. A bar chart, an area chart, an XY scatter chart. This is what I like here. So that's not, because that's just saying, but it looks nice. If you can get the XY scatter chart to work, it looks nice. If you can get it to work. Got a map chart, a stock chart, a surface chart, a radar chart, a tree map chart, which I've never really used a tree map chart, a sunburst chart, a histogram. And a histogram is what I use a lot. And then you can do the histogram and you can change the number of bars in the histogram. So just to show you how to do the histogram. Okay, so you come over here, you click here, and it says format data series. It says, and then you have a bunch of options that you can use: horizontal X, and then you can say number of bins. So we're going to say 10 bins. 10 bins. So now you've got 10 bins, but that doesn't look very good, because what that's telling you is that each value occurs only once. That's what it's telling you, but you do have 10 bins. So we're not going to use the histogram, because a histogram is suitable when you want to check the distribution. And so this particular histogram isn't good, because it's just telling you that every value occurs only once. So what we could do is we could say 2, 2, 2, 2, and then we can delete this, and then we can do it again. We can try it again. Come over here to recommended charts. And so that gives you a different type of value. So you can see you've got your scatter plot, your clustered column, your clustered bar, your line chart. And then we can come over here back to histogram. And it still doesn't look good, but let's see what we've got. Let's try out this histogram again. And then so we say horizontal axis. So we check here, we say number of bins, and we say 10 bins. And again, it's just giving you the same thing. So that's not really working out. So 2, 4, 3, and then a 3, and then a 3. So we'll just try it again, see if we can get you a distribution for this histogram. You can come over here to histogram. And we click over here. Click on the bottom. Come over here to horizontal axis. Come over here. So bin numbers. Let's say 4 bins. So yeah, so we've got a bit of a histogram here. So you've got you've got a little bit of a histogram here. Just wanted to show you how you can make a histogram. And so I've showed you how you can make a histogram. But the histogram, you have to have a variety of values, and you have to have like different frequencies of each value to make a histogram work. Because the histogram is like telling you what the distribution is. And you're going to use histograms a lot in machine learning. And I use histograms a lot whenever I'm doing a machine learning problem. So that's it. That concludes this particular value. So what I'm going to do, this particular video, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clear this data. And I'm going to delete this. and then we'll go back up to the top. So I've showed you some of the different visualizations that you can make in Excel, and then I showed you how to make the visualizations in Excel. So what you would need to do is you would need to practice on the line charts and the bar charts and the scatter plots and the pie charts and the histograms and the Pareto charts and the QQ plots. So what you would need to do is you need to practice that. Now that I've showed you some of the different charts that you can make, and I've showed you how you go into Excel and actually make the charts. So thank you so much for watching this video. The next video we're going to be talking about some more statistical topics, so I hope you decide to watch it.